It's that real shit, yo.
Butterfly in the sky.
Hey, I'm Jalen.
And I'm Jada.
Let's get it
And
on.
we out here in these streets.
Nigga, my nigga.
Reading rainbow.
You think it's a game?
Hey y'all, welcome back to another podcast.
Hey.
Today's episode or topic came about while I was trying to get my life together. So I was basically, writing down a bunch of stuff and really trying to figure out exactly what I want to do / what I'm interested in words. And I don't know, it just popped into my head. And I was thinking about what it means to have childlike energy. And I wrote that childlike imagery. Childlike energy doesn't necessarily mean that you're immature or goofy or unserious, because children are very serious about the things that they believe in, the things they want to do in life. It's more about having the ability to find joy, and pride in the little things and the things that you do in life. That's childlike energy. That's what's going to keep you young.
Mm-hmm.
So today on the podcast, we're going to be asking and answering some questions. Keeping it nice and simple. You know what I'm saying? All right. Ready for the first question, Jada J?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you remember most from when you were younger?
Not a damn thing.
That ain't true, friend.
It is. What do I remember most? I mean, I remember like random things.
And which one do you remember the most?
I remember like when I was in like preschool and kindergarten, I was like very outgoing and like extroverted, I guess you could say. Had a lot of friends. Was living it up. That's when I peaked.
Not kindergarten.
As I got older, I started to get more quiet and like shy and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what I remember.
Most.
Unless you want me to go into my whole life.
Nah, you good? What I remember the most. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that I remember the most is like around the same age. I was going to this place called Mulberry, and I just remember it being like the funnest place ever. Like the playground was huge, and then inside they had like a indoor, I guess, jungle gym playground.
Mm-hmm.
And people would play house on the downstairs one. The downstairs one was always the house. If you wasn't playing house, you couldn't be down there. And the upstairs was like, you could run around, you go down the slide and all that stuff. And I remember them trying to make us take a nap, and we all had like our own cots.
Mm-hmm.
And my ass would be awake, staring at everybody, and I would be talking and shit.
The last one to go to sleep. And the last one to wake up. My friends used to just stand by my cot and wait for me to wake up.
So after we wake up from our nap, we would do circle time. My cot would be in the center of the carpet, and I would wake up and be like, "Good morning," looking at people in their faces after I was just disruptive for most of their nap time. and they sat there quietly for mine. That's messed up.
I didn't talk though during nap time. They used to play jazz. I used to sit there and listen to it.
That's interesting that we both can remember that part. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then again, grandparents, they don't remember what happened yesterday, but they be talking about stories from like
I don't remember
from
what
like
happened
way
yesterday.
back when, like talking about what their brothers and sisters used to do and all types of stuff. All right, so what was your favorite outfit?
I had this Mary Kate and Ashley 2-piece set. It was like a long skirt and like a halter top.
Oh, purr.
And it was like, is that the right kind of thing? A halter top?
Yeah, it ties around
Yeah.
your neck. Yeah.
It was blue and it had like flowers on it. And it made me feel so like grown up and professional.
Mm-hmm.
I used to wear it to church. I used to want to wear it all the time. And then I also had like this pink fuzzy jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You
You
would wear
ever
them
see-
together? I
no,
was about to
maybe.
say.
I don't know. But it was like, one of the Bratz dolls had like had this jacket.
Like Sasha, that red jacket that Sasha be
Yeah,
in?
it's fuzzy. And then I didn't wear any of this, but also my favorite shoes were my Hello Kitty Tims. And then
I'm just trying to imagine the outfit.
I also had this J-Lo sweatsuit. Yeah, it was red.
That Jenny from the block
I think it was shorts and a sweat
sweat
jacket.
top.
Yeah, those are my favorite pieces. And once I had favorite pieces, it was hard. I had an issue with letting go, like my car seat. Oh, I was so hurt when my mom threw it away. I didn't need to be in a car seat.
Yeah, big so. The legs was probably hanging off it.
I just like to see out the window.
That was not cute. At first I was like, well, I didn't have a favorite outfit, but that's a lie. That's not true. I used to have it was actually halter top too, but it was a halter top dress with a whole bunch of sunflowers on it. That was my favorite thing to wear. I would wear like every other day in the summertime. And I thought it was so cute because it was like A-line. So it was halter top, but then it stopped like, well, I didn't have any boobs back. I mean, I still don't. That's besides the point. But it was A-line, so it had the little line and then like the bottom of the skirt. And the bottom of the skirt stopped like right under my knees. So I would do all the little turns and stuff. And it would be moving like a bell. I love that dress. And then I also had this black long sleeve shirt. And it had bell sleeves. So it was tight in like the middle of my arm. And then like, giving very much 70s. And it had blue butterflies on it.
Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to sniff in the microphone.
They were like, God dang.
I'll be having a runny nose. And it's getting around that time where it's running.
You know, my grandmother was like, how did it smell when it ran across your ass?
It's horrible. Why?
Because she's terrible.
I was born with a runny nose. My mom said I came out sneezing.
That's cute.
It's not, because I've been struggling ever since. These allergies.
Yeah, but it was a little baby sneeze.
Allergies be jacking me up. Just be the runny nose person. That's not fun. Nose always running. My brother's the same way.
Maybe it's a thing from your dad.
My little brother.
Oh. No. Marcus. Cute. So precious.
All right.
I was about to say something else. Oh. So You know, I went to pick her up yesterday. You know what she said? The first thing she said when she got in the car.
Yeah. What? Not yet. I don't know. I
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do know indeed. She got in the car and she was like, "Oh, so glad to feel some heat. It was colder than the horse heart in there." I said, "Grandma, what?" Not the first thing. The first thing she said when she got in the car, talk about it's colder than the horse heart. And she said just like that, "Horse heart." All right. Anyways, what did you want to be when you grow up?
A couple of different things. For most of my childhood, I wanted to be a singer. That held strong for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also wanted to be a hairdresser. And because I really like hair. And I used to do like the salon in my room with my dolls. I would do their hair. And then I made a schedule. I put it up in front of my door and stuff. Yeah, I wanted, because I have an aunt that has her own her own hair salon. So I wanted to have my own hair salon.
Air like that dude on the Lorax.
But then I got to the age where I had to start doing my own hair, and I was like, this ain't it. And then I fell out of the singing thing because in high school my voice got deeper, and I wasn't feeling it.
Well.
I wasn't feeling it. I wanted to stick to the soprano. And then at one point I did want to play basketball when I was playing basketball as a kid. But then I grew up and realized I wasn't really that good. So I let it be. But then when I was in dance and I saw my dance teacher perform, that was it. I was like, that's what I want to do. It's a rap. And there's nothing else. I was lost, trapped. Nothing else for me.
I don't think I really. Okay, so I wasn't like, when I grow up, I want to be. That just isn't the child I was. Like, I mostly just pretended to be a mom. Like for a very large part of my life, I had none but dolls, and I just was like, oh, one day I'll be a mom. Oh, it'll be so fun. Me and my little baby, I would feed the baby, walking around, and I'm not talking about like 2 and 3. Nah, I'm talking about like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 playing with my dolls.
It's okay. That's still a dog.
And I think sometimes people will be like, "What do you want to be?" And I'd be like, "A doctor." But I would just, say whatever was the first thing that popped into my head. But for a very long time, I just wanted to dance.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to dance. I don't know what was happening with the dance specifically, but as long as my ass is dancing, then I'm good. And I felt like that for a long time.
Yeah.
Kind of like you. Once I discovered it. What else is there? Do it matter? It don't. Nothing else matters. I'm a Pilates.
I don't think they heard you.
Oh, but now I'm a Pilates instructor, which that matters
still
too.
A dancer.
I'm still a
You're
dancer.
just not dancing right
But
now.
it's something that I didn't think existed. Like, when you're younger, you're not like, oh, I could be a fitness instructor.
Because I don't think that
it's so grandiose.
That's not something you think
when
about
you're younger.
as like, I don't know.
As like the main. Okay, so what were the main like jobs that you could be when you were younger? Like a real job, not like I want to be a mermaid or a unicorn when I grew up. Like
a doctor,
or singer,
some kind of performer,
yeah,
or
actor,
an athlete.
What else could you be? A musician, but I guess that's a performer, entertainer.
An astronaut. People wanted to be that.
Some kid that I grew up with wanted to be a dentist, like dead ass. Like he was like 4 and 5. This was back at Mulberry. Talking about he wanted to be. Oh, I know what I remember most. I remember having a crush on this dude, and I wrote. My parents tell this story all the time. I wrote on the little church. What are they called? They're the envelopes, but they call them something specific, and you like put your offering in it, or whatever. I wrote on the card, "Will you marry me?"
Oh no.
And apparently he was like, when I gave it to him, he was like, "Jalen, you know Jesus?" And I do remember writing him notes on the little church things. Like, what is wrong with me? I was so obsessed with like movies and all them like corny rom-coms that I shouldn't have been watching.
I was too, but I didn't. I wasn't interested in.
I don't think I was either. I just saw it on the movie. When I took my one test to get into my private school, I got bored and started drawing a picture like on the Goofy movie. Like I was just a strange child. I just, kind of did stuff that I
was
saw.
just kind of non-existent
No
unless I was
control.
in my room by myself, and then I was living my best life with me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end. That's what I found out.
Okay, Beyonce.
And it ain't no need to cry. From now on, I'm gonna be my own best friend. I've always been my own best friend. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Damn, what about me?
Come on now, I'm talking about childhood. I didn't know you until college. Relax. Jillian, don't feel no type of way.
That sure is funny. Yeah, but everything about when you were going to be an adult as a child was like grand. You know what I mean? It was like a big thing. And now I'm trying to figure out where the adulthood line actually begins, which is so crazy. Because technically we adults, friend. That's what they be telling us. You're an adult. You got your own bills now. Well, you're really an adult. I'm like, am I? Am I really
Not
though?
quite sure.
Because I feel like a child.
Y'all be putting it to that dating stuff, but this is what they mean when they say age ain't nothing but a number. I'm not mature enough for this. I am a child.
Ew, I'm screaming. Oh, that was funny. Age ain't nothing but a number, and now ain't nothing but time. All right. Okay, so what brings you joy in life? And you can't say music or dance.
Movies.
Me too.
I mean, I just like to be able, and books, because I like to be able to get lost in a world of somebody's art.
Mm-hmm.
Just being lost.
I like walking or hiking outside. Even though I don't do a lot of it, it always makes me feel so good and so refreshed. I just really like trees. Like, I love to just look at trees. So, walks outside, hiking is a lot of fun.
I know.
And movies.
Anything.
Food. Sorry, go ahead.
I love riding in the car or driving. I've always loved that. When I was little, my parents, they live in different places. So I was in Pennsylvania with my mom, and then my dad's in North Carolina. So before I started flying by myself, we would have to ride in the car. So my mom would drive halfway, meet my dad, and then drive me the other halfway. So I've always been taking long trips in the car. And I just always loved being in the car, riding in the car. And now I can drive. Oh, yeah. But these other people be acting dumb. That be pissing me off. But
Nah, they've gotten really bad. These drivers out here are absolutely ridiculous.
But I love driving. Like, that's the one time where I'd be like, damn, I'm really an adult. Like, I be feeling so free. Like, that's
But
my
is
favorite
adulthood
thing.
freedom? Or is
No,
childhood freedom?
In two different ways. I'm saying, like, that's the one time I feel like, damn, I'm an adult. But also, like, I love driving because or riding in the car because I feel free. Is what I mean. I didn't mean it in like
But the question
correlation
still
or
stands.
relation. Is what?
Is adulthood freedom or is childhood freedom?
I guess it depends on
Your childhood?
who you are and
Your
your
adulthood.
circumstances and where you're coming from and where you're going, I guess.
Agreed. I feel like there's a shift, you know, as you get older, you start like tightening the reins.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, nah, I gotta get out of here. And then you just start counting the days. And then you get out of here and you go, oh, God, I'm out of there. Okay, so what's a phrase that you used to hear all the time when you were younger?
I don't know.
Mine is, and my mom still says it to me to this day, be a lady or act like a lady. The entirety of my life, I've heard that from my mom. That's because my grandma used to say it to her, and still says it.
My dad always tells me to have a plan B, but I think that started in like high school. That's all I know. Aside from the other regular African American family sayings that don't need to be shared. I'll know what it is if you know what it is, and if you don't, well, congratulations.
You didn't have to sit through that your entire life.
I can't remember. Oh my God. I can't remember anything like specific other than the have a backup plan kind of thing.
The act like a lady thing. Like, when have y'all ever seen me step out this house and act crazy? Like, you know what I mean? They couldn't hear you, Jada.
I said I have. I've seen it.
I'm just saying, but it's not out of. I don't know how to explain it. There's a lot of things that I could be out here doing in life, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think it's because my whole life, in the back of my head, I got act like a lady, act like a lady, act like a lady, act like a lady.
Is it? Or
act like a lady, act
I don't
like a
know.
lady, act like a lady,
You're just not that kind of person.
act like a.
I don't think it would make a difference.
But I am though. I'm inside.
No.
But I just gotta act like a lady.
Think like a man.
In my room, it says act like a lady, think like a boss, and my mom got over it.
Mm.
Ain't that something? All right, well, next question. How is your childhood reflected in your adulthood?
It's fucking me up.
I just said that. I've been told I gotta keep it in. My mom's compliment that she gets all the time is, oh, your children are so well behaved. And then as soon as we get home, we're like off the rails, fighting each other, acting crazy. Like, but as soon as we step out the house, which is that a good thing? You know, shouldn't we be able to? I don't know.
Mm-mm.
But
You
it's
don't
like
wanna
night
be out
and
there
day.
like them children that
Yeah,
just
but
be out of control.
there's a difference between being in the middle and being night and day.
Yeah.
And I feel like that as an adult, like people really be thinking I'm quiet and like, they think I'm quiet. They think I'm mean.
Me too.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, you're not mean, but you really don't be fucking with people.
I don't, because I know. There's no need to waste anybody's time. There's no need. I already waste my own time. There's no need. If I don't mess with you, I'll mess with you. It's all right. And don't take it to heart. It's a handful of people.
Yeah.
Don't try so hard. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. in all forms of relationships.
Correct.
Well,
Facts.
I feel like that's a difficult question. It's a lot of layers. I'm always the same person at heart. And I feel like the older I get, I'm trying to get that person that was like on the inside, that I was like keeping on the inside through those years, trying to get that person to come out and exist and be present in life. Whereas when I was a kid, it was just very like internal. Like I've lived my whole life by myself, if that makes any sense. Like I've had people around me. I grew up with my family. I have friends and stuff. But like I didn't talk much, so it was just, you know, me and my mind world.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to understand how to, I've just built up like this whole different thing in my mind because it's just me. Like, yeah, I have siblings, but my brother wasn't born until I was in college. And my older brother, he lives somewhere else. So like, you got to entertain yourself. I had a good time by myself. Good times. But I have to learn how to be present in reality. And that's the biggest thing that reflects from my childhood.
That just made me think of something. Which is, it's the opposite. So, my parents didn't get married until I was 7 or about to be 8. So, most of my like fun free time was with one of my best friends, Tai. So I would be over their house for like 4 days at a time, like for long periods of time. And so then everything that I did was like outside of the house. And I'm very much a long-term friend kind of person. So I would be over her house all the time until, well, she's older than me. Well, everybody's older than me, but that's besides the point. So I would be over her house a long time, and then it became my god sister, and I was over her house all the time, all the way up until like middle school, going into high school. And then in high school, I had two best friends that I was with all the time in school, but I didn't hang out with anybody outside of school. And I think that like cycle of being out of the house and like, what's the word? Kind of being like attached. So I had a very specific at home and a very specific outside.
Right.
It was never like, oh, Jalen's going to hang out with one of her school friends. Or, oh, Jalen said she wants to go do this. No. I was like going places with somebody.
Yeah.
Which makes it really hard to do stuff by yourself. Even though I was the only child for a long period of my life, I was always being, given to somebody else to like go have fun.
I mean, I was too, and then I was put in a lot of sports and stuff. So I was out, but I'm like, it was a little, when I'm home, different world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a different world.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like night and day.
But like most of my life and comes from that internal experience, I guess, rather than the external experiences.
Yeah.
That's what I've been more affected by, the internal than the external, because the external wasn't really, it was just like, you ever see those like videos or movies or whatever, and the people be moving like fast, and you just be there. That's what it's like. So they're just there, and it's just white noise.
Yeah.
But on the inside, I'm in a whole different dimension.
For a long time, I really thought I was schizophrenic. For a really long time, until I got older and actually understood what that meant. Well, not thought I was schizophrenic. I thought I had schizophrenia.
Oh, you gotta say that a little louder.
Not schizophrenic, because you gotta say it correctly. I thought that I had schizophrenia, because you gotta switch stuff around to be politically correct. Anyways, but I learned that I had just had a problem with impulse control. And I don't know if I've said this before on the podcast. Probably. We be going through the same little phrases.
Yeah, but
podcast.
this is also just me and Jalen talking to each other, and we be talking to each other on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And we only have so few experiences. So she might have said it, or I know you said it to me. I don't know where we were or the time. Pretty sure we were at this table, but I think we were in the two different other seats. So I don't think we were behind the mic. But.
Yeah, I don't think y'all heard this. But I found out that it was really impulse control. So my life feels like, the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other, but very like dramatic. So I'd be like fighting the devil voice. That like, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that, go do it, do it, do it. And I know everybody has that voice, but mine really be
I think I only got one voice. I don't be having the.
That's why I thought I was scared.
One of them is sleep. I don't have the other. I just got one. Be trying to get me up.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about, but I really think. Oh wow! I didn't finish my sentence. I finished it in my head, but the words never came out. I've been thinking a lot about being a child and trying to like put the pieces together. Our world is very much obsessed with, and I read this somewhere, but the idea of saying stuff out loud as a part of healing trauma, like, and making things plain, writing it down, saying it out loud so that you can be aware of it. So I was just trying to figure out why, it's so hard for me to just step out on faith sometimes. So I just be thinking a lot. So then the second half of that sentence was, I think our age, like being in your 20s, makes you think about when you were younger, because you're in this like in between place, kind of like being a preteen. And so you're somewhere stuck between the past and the future.
Yeah, because they just throw you out here.
Yeah.
You be like, whoa.
Especially after hold on. High school, what did I learn? Nothing. Like nothing that was helpful going into college. Because when I went to college, they put me in the math classes, them English classes. It's the same thing I just did in high school.
I know, but they were being extra, because I don't know what the hell that math class was that we took.
No, I had already done that. I had already did it. Like literally the exact same class. I'm like, why are y'all making me do this shit over again?
It's a waste of time.
I should have been learning how to write a check. But then I'm like, is that my parents' job? But they busy. They busy writing checks. They don't got time
I feel like that's important in school. I mean, I had a class like that, finance or something, but it was just one class in high school.
We had a home ec, but all they did was tell you not to have sex and give you a baby. But I didn't have to take that class. that wasn't mandatory for everybody.
It wasn't for us. I took it. I took parenting. It's a pretty easy class.
That's terrible. That class is supposed to be like, supposed to, shake you to your core.
Well, I never wanted it anyway. I never
You're
wanted
right.
kids, so
You just took the class to take it?
yeah. Because you be seeing people on TV and
With the fake
they get the
babies.
babies. So I was like, let me go get one. That shit was horrible because we got ours in cycles, and I got mine around prom week. Struggling. But yeah.
Brings us to our next question. Does everyone have childhood trauma?
I think some form, whether it be extreme or small. It goes to what you specifically as a person would define as trauma. It's different for everybody. So I think in some shape or form, yes, but that depends on your person and what you define that as.
Yeah. Yep. Trauma can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Let me see. I'm going to look up the definition real quick of trauma.
I should have brought out my dictionary. I got a physical one.
You just love them books. A deeply distressing or disturbing experience. The medical one is just physical injury. What are the three types of trauma? Acute trauma results from a single incident. Chronic trauma is repeated and prolonged, such as domestic violence or abuse. Complex trauma is exposure to varied and multiple traumatic events, often of an invasive interpersonal nature.
Yeah, that definitely depends on the person because then it's like what's invasive to that person, you know what I mean?
All the time I like belittle my my problems, because I'm like, girl, you okay. Lots of people going through a lot of things. You're fine. It's not that deep. But it's my life. I've definitely said this before. So I think everyone has things that have affected them. And I think trauma is a very strong word that's thrown around often.
Yeah.
So I do agree that there's something in everybody's childhood that has greatly affected them throughout their lives, but I don't know if we should be calling it childhood trauma. You know what I mean? Because PTSD is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that would then be like, so everybody has some form of post-traumatic stress. Unless they're currently in it, then they're in the traumatic situation. But I don't know.
It's very possible. I don't think anybody out here had a full life of rainbows, sunshines, and butterflies.
And if they did, it's fucked up right now. There's always a the scales. You gotta balance
of life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, gotta keep getting up. Wow. I don't know if that went where I thought it was gonna go. I don't know why.
Where were you expecting it to go?
I don't know.
You want me to talk about trauma?
No.
Pain?
No.
Suffering?
No, you ain't gotta do that, friend. I don't really know what I thought. I definitely didn't, expect you to
Does that stop?
Just feel. I think because we both came to a conclusion, we were like, yeah.
You thought it'd be a longer discussion?
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right. So, why is childlike energy important? And why do we need to protect our inner child?
I believe it's important because it teaches you to dream and strive for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You should always have some sort of goal you're working towards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in adulthood, it's very easy to get stuck in a routine and just settle and be complacent in life. And then you're just there and you're just like, well, this is what it is, you know? And you're not necessarily okay with that, but you're just you're just in it. You don't know what to do or get out. So when it comes to the childlike energy, it's like, that's the part of you that wants something more, that's looking for something better in life so that you can better yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's very, and then it's like, it also reminds you of the beauty of life and of the earth. And that's something important to have too. Because if you can't see the beautiful things in life, then it's very easy to get trapped inside all the other shit happening and stuff you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's that part where I'm like, I wrote something. But it was just like, hold on, I got it right here. I'm not going to read it, but the prompt was like, play is the free spirit of exploration. And I was just writing like, do you remember a time in life when it was simple? Like, do you remember how to play? Because you play a lot as a child, but when you get older, it seems like it's not acceptable to be playful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And adults are really just big children.
They
Them
are
Reddit
so-
stories,
Oh my gosh.
I be cracking up.
They really are. In more ways than they really are. In more ways than one. Sorry, I was mad far from the mic. Yesterday, while I was babysitting, I watched this I guess it was a short film on Disney Plus, and it was called Inner Workings. So basically it goes through this guy's usual daily routine. And it's this constant battle between his mind and his heart, and how his heart wants him to do all these things, and his mind is like making these outrageous equations. So like he wanted to go get breakfast, and it was like a picture of this huge breakfast, bacon, eggs, pancakes, and the syrup, and his mind was like, no, if he eats this, he's gonna get obese and then he's gonna die. So then the mind turned him around and kept him on his journey. And then he saw the beach, and the heart was like, oh, I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach and feel the sand and get in the water. And the mind was like, no, you're gonna get in the water, you're gonna get eaten by a shark, and then you're gonna die. And the mind turned it. So it was like all this dramatic stuff. And so then while he was at work, it was one of those really dark situations where they have everybody who looks almost exactly the same. And they're like just doing the monotonous, is that right? They doing a very simple task without any brain power behind it. And then all of a sudden the mind sees how sad the person is on the outside. And it was this really crazy moment of like, they showing this to kids, but that's me. I was like, damn, you ain't have to hit like that, Disney. But, there was a happy ending. The guy went to the beach for his lunch break. And, the mind let the heart take over. I say all that to say that's the childlike energy. And that going with your heart, going with your gut is a very childlike thing to do.
Yeah.
To just
And
go
that's
for
where
it.
like
Because that's how you discover.
And stuff comes to play.
Yeah.
What kind of inventions would we not have if
You wouldn't have anything.
Right.
There would be nothing. We wouldn't even have a wheel if somebody didn't have that childlike
definitely not
energy.
artists.
No, we wouldn't have anything.
You gotta tap into that.
And I'm tired of people trying to define what it means to have, an imagination.
Define
what
it.
it means to have.
Yeah, you don't have to define that.
No.
I was gonna
We
say,
all have it. It exists.
I don't know if it relates. It's okay. I'll keep it to myself. Oh,
You sure?
I thought it was. No, I was just gonna say because you were like, I'm tired of people, whatever, and I was gonna say I'm tired of people undermining the child's intelligence.
That's real. That's real. They be know what the hell they talking about. Yeah, and they're much more capable as well. And people are like, "Oh, she's so smart for however year old." Like, no, you teach them. They're literally sponges. They soak up the entirety of the world. Things you don't even think that children see or pay attention to, they know about.
Right. And then they appreciate the world. Like, think of how you thought about the world when you were younger. And then now you just like,
Damn.
the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we thought life was going to be, I don't know what. I even think colors were different when I was little. You know what I mean? Like, things just look brighter out here. Now it's all dull.
Because you've got a filter on you.
Yeah. Damn. How come we always we don't never end the podcast on like a bright note?
Because we're thinking. We're thinking. And we're also in a specific part of in our lives.
Yeah.
And this is what we think about.
Correct.
It's real,
It is.
We're not. This is what it is. And don't act like you don't be thinking stuff. It's okay to think, to imagine, to dream, to play.
It is.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go splash in a puddle or something. And now you're older. Can't nobody tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing too crazy.
Oh. The only person who can stop you is you.
Be respectful. Don't be jacking up nobody's life, but enjoy your life.
Correct. Agreed. All right. I had something, then it just disappeared. Dang, that's really crazy. Oh, well, that's the podcast for today. And I don't know, I kind of like this, as just talking, even though it doesn't have, that's every day. That's every day, bro. But I liked today's format of just having simple questions. It felt more like a calm conversation. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we be getting a little heated on these things.
Yeah, are we still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. I'm about to. Yeah. So, ending this podcast off with a question like we always do.
Episode 10.
Episode
We have
10.
a button for that.
Oh, yeah, we do. Holy shit. Hold on. Yes, episode 10. Let me get a round of applause.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We did that shit. I know. Yep. So episode 10. Tell us Why is childlike energy important to you? And why do you feel like it needs to be protected? Or why is it not important? Why don't it need, you tell us how you feel, I'm not going to put no words in your mouth. Just tell us what you think about childlike energy. Please, y'all, follow us on Twitter. Okay? Follow us on Twitter. Right underneath the pictures. Not them people who be like, promote on. We not trying to promote on your Instagram. I don't know you. We are promoting ourselves. Get from under our pictures. Anyways, follow us on Twitter. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
We ain't got no bet.
Want to be a YouTuber so bad.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, you ain't never lied.
Anyway.
I barely got the consistency in my own life talking about a YouTube channel. Oh, Lord. But it's coming soon.
Oh, yikes. As soon as I sit down and edit that video.
All right, y'all. It's been real. And we out here.
All right. Peace.
Peace.